It is important to differentiate between a child who's hungry because there's lack of resources or kids who are just hungry because that's kind of a habit they've evolved. And that's the tricky part with obesity. We have a number of kids who seem to have a lot of craving for food. And maybe it's because they're bored. Maybe it's because it's something they've developed as a habit. They always have a snack when they watch TV, so now they turn to that as a normal behavior. They may not actually be perceiving hunger, but they're actually expressing that same desire. So it's real tough for a parent. What we like to do is try to get to them early to think of, all right, where are your opportunities to eat? Try to have food available that's healthy and reasonable in those settings, and not having food, especially unhealthy food, free access, so they can sit down and have a snack right in front of the television. If you can get them to substitute sugar-free items in place of things that have calories, whether it's water as a simple substitute, fruits and vegetables, which are less calorie dense but will fill you up more, represent an alternative to letting a child have free reign. Well, he wants to eat something. All right, well, if he's eating crackers and chips, then a lot of dense calories. If he's eating carrot sticks and celery with something, maybe a little peanut butter on them, then maybe he gets away with something that doesn't have as many calories. So it's a tough call to look at, but we try to make sure that first it's not a resource issue. We know a lot of our families, especially nowadays, are struggling with having enough resources for food, rent, other things. What we try to do is get families to think of healthy options and think of reasonable options, and it takes a lot of creativity. Hopefully we've at least found out if they benefit from something like WIC or SNAP, which is the food stamp program. If they're eligible or think they're eligible, trying to connect them to an agency that will actually help with enrolling them in the program. This may be a legal aid society or a hunger-free coalition that's in the community, and they may have educators and outreach workers that can actually help walk the family through the benefit. Once they apply and qualify, they actually find out a lot more information about where they can actually use their benefit card. A really nice piece of that is a lot of farmers markets now let you use your benefit, your food SNAP benefit at farmers markets. So that's a nice way to get families connected to at least some healthy fruits and vegetables in a reasonable price. So I like to explain to our families that, we know a lot of families struggle at times, and a lot of our families do, and certain times of year it's harder than others. So we try to keep an open discussion to be like, we're available to provide information and provide access to resources, because we know not a lot of our families need it. Of course, depending on your clinical setting, it may vary. If you're in a community and the population you serve is pretty affluent, middle income or higher, you might be surprised the number of times they worry about having enough money at the end of the month to pay for food. So there may be a pride piece there. So it is important to try to be open about it and just be like, sometimes things happen and we have to really look at cutting corners. But if you need some information, sometimes it's more a matter of where they can shop for things that are probably healthier alternatives or cheaper alternatives to something they currently maybe buy.